What's up, everybody? Welcome to Throttle Thursday. In this video, I'm actually not going to be on the bike. I kind of realized that throughout the videos that I've made so far, I haven't really formally introduced you guys to Rhonda, which is, if you've watched my other videos, you know that Rhonda is my motorcycle. And she is a Honda CBR 600 RR, or double R, or RAR, if you prefer. Or if you're a normal person, you'll just say RR or double R. But I'm not normal. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know this. Please ignore the absolute disaster that is my garage right now. I'm not usually this messy, but life happens. Also, Rhonda is really dirty because I was going to wash her right before this video, but as you guys can see, it's really cloudy and dark, and it was thundering earlier, so I'm like, I really don't feel like getting caught in the rain, so I'm sorry, but you guys are going to have to deal with a dirty garage and a dirty bike. So get over it. There are basically three things I want to talk about. Oh, man. That was disgusting. Like a dog hair in my mouth. I wanted to talk about the things that were on the bike when I got it. So aftermarket parts that were on the bike when I purchased it. Things that I've done to the bike, and then some things that I want to do in the future. So we'll kind of work our way from the front to the back on the stuff that was already on there. So if we're working from front to back here, the very first thing are these ASV shorty levers. And I'm sorry if it's kind of dark in this video, you guys. It's getting kind of dark outside and the lighting sucks in here. But anyway, ASV shorty levers. I actually really like these levers. I'm glad they were on the bike when I got it, because I probably would have replaced the original ones if they had been on here with something like this or these exact ones. They're really good. I prefer shorty levers because, you know, your stock levers come, you know, clear out to here. So the reason I like the shorty levers is because I only use like 2 fingers or even just 1 finger on the clutch and the front brake. So I like the shorty levers. And they're also adjustable. That's what this little guy is for. So you can adjust them out or in. The only thing that I don't like about them is actually the color of these adjustments. I think they probably were originally like a deeper red like the fairings, but now they've kind of faded and they almost look pink. So at some point I might try to paint those or do something with them. But anyway, moving on, these tank grips were on there when I got the bike. They're just regular stomp grip tank grips, which I would have put those on myself too if they hadn't been on there, because it helps protect the tank for one, and it also helps when you're leaning off the bike in a corner, you know, your leg has something to grip. So I would say these are almost a necessity on any sport bike. The other thing that was on here when I got it, these frame sliders, they were on there. And again, I would have put these on there too. Obviously the frame sliders protect the engine components and the fairings and pretty much the rest of the bike too. So those are important. I'm glad those were on there because I would have put them on too. One other thing that was on there, these racing rear sets. So they're a solid peg versus a folding peg like spring loaded that comes on their stock. I prefer these because you always know where the peg's going to be. Like, it's not ever going to fold up on you. It's not going to do anything crazy. And for those of you that have been on the track or are familiar with MotoGP, you know that all racing bikes have solid pegs. So if I ever take this bike on the track, which I hope to, I haven't had this particular bike on the track yet, but I have had other sport bikes on the track, and I'm really glad that these are on there. What else was on here? Oh, this. Okay. So, the exhaust. I don't like this exhaust. This is a Scorpion exhaust. It's just a slip-on. And this was obviously on there when I got it. I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks. I think it looks kind of cheap. Mostly because, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but the carbon fiber on it's kind of coming unwoven. And it just looks kind of trashy. But I'm probably going to replace that with a Yoshi or a Toast, like full exhaust system, but we'll get to that later. What else was on here? I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for the mods that were on it. Now we can talk about the things that I've done to it so far. So the first thing I did actually was install this ram mount. Obviously, that's for holding your phone. It's really convenient. This is the fork stem version. But it's really nice if you've got your smartphone and you don't know where you're going. You can use your GPS and it's right there in front of you. You don't have to stop, pull over, and look where it's at and then continue on for a while. You can just have it right in front of your face, which is nice. I guess the next thing that I replaced was this windscreen. So when I was working on the bike when I first got it, one of the first things I did was I bled the brakes and changed the brake fluid. Well, there's a little screw down in here that's kind of hard to get to, and I think I got up against the original windscreen with the screwdriver and gave it just a little bit of a stress fracture. And then I came down here one morning to hop on my bike, and the whole thing was just like disintegrated. There were pieces of it hanging off the bike and then all over the floor, and it was not good. I ended up getting this carbon fiber Puge Racing windscreen, which I love. I really like the way it looks. And it's super functional. It breaks the wind off of my face way better than the original one. Like, it sweeps up over my body instead of like blasting right into my face. So it's very functional, and I think it looks great too when it's clean. What else have I done? I actually put this little tank pad on myself just because I didn't want to scratch the plastic, but that was just a little thing. Oh, and this brake light. So this tail light assembly is from TST Industries. It's an integrated tail light. And actually, the keys are in it. I'll turn that on. So originally this bike had this crappy like LED bar down here with 2 LED blinkers that were really small and you could hardly see them. And so I replaced it with this one, which as you can see is pretty bright. And then I'll see if I can get the brakes to come on. There we go. And so you guys can kind of see it flashes and then it goes solid for the brakes. And then for the blinkers, if you're turning right, it kind of sweeps from the middle out. And what's cool about it is it's actually programmable. So you can do different settings. Like you can have it just come on solid. You can have it like pulse. It's pretty cool. You can have all sorts of different configurations for it. So I really like that taillight. It's probably my favorite mod that I put on this bike so far. Now I think that's it for the stuff that I've done to it. Now the stuff that I want to do to the bike. Obviously I want to get rid of this. I want to do a full exhaust system, either Tose or Yoshi. Definitely want to get rid of that exhaust. I do not like the way it sounds, and I don't think it looks good on the bike either. So what else do I want to do? The other thing that I really want to do is, I'm not a huge fan of red. Like, I don't mind this red, don't get me wrong. I think it looks good, but I want to go full matte black with the plastics. I want to get some aftermarket ones that are just flat black because I think it'll just make this bike look super, super sexy. And not that it doesn't already. Not that you don't already, Rhonda. Don't get your feelings hurt. You're the sexiest super sport on the road. I do want to replace the plastics probably at some point. Mostly because you can't see it on the video probably, but there's some scratches here that were there when I got it. And then some that were just from where my knees hit, because I've got really long legs. You know, my knees kind of come all the way up here even when I'm on the back of the seat. So yeah, long leg problems. And so aside from the plastics, the other thing that I want to do is I want to replace the headlights. So these are just the stock headlights right now. I did put some aftermarket bulbs in them to make them a little brighter, but I still don't really like the way they look. So what I want to actually do is replace them with the halo projector bulbs that have like the demon and the angel halos on there, because I think those look sick. I'll put a picture of that up so you guys can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about and what I'm going to go for with this look. But those are the things that I want to do to the bike. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Kind of a short video, but I kind of wanted to show you guys what I ride. Rhonda, she's a good girl, but she's naughty. She has the potential to get me in a lot of trouble. But we've been okay so far with the police. Knock on wood. But anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate the support that you've given the channel. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks, guys.